Hello, my insane. This is Sickly Vindictum. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk a little bit about Disturbed's new album, Evolution, and give you my thoughts and review of the album itself. First of all, I do want to just say one thing really quickly. I kind of talked about this in my reaction video to Are You Ready song. Um, Everyone knows I'm a gamer. That's what I am. I'm also a devout metalhead. And one of the reasons why I am not only a metalhead, not only a lover of music, an artist, a writer, all these different things, is because of Disturbed. I think I was around 14 when I first discovered their music, and it just, I can't really explain it. It really unlocked something within me. After I listened to them, I started writing poetry, I started singing, I started actually doing comedy. I've actually performed in a few venues in my hometown. It's been a long time ago. I haven't done anytime recently. But listening to their music just awoke that creative side of me. And I've been doing creative stuff ever since. And they've always been my favorite band. Their music has been my heart's beat for many, many years. I have a lot of favorite bands I listen to. I listen to all types of music, in fact. But Disturbed has always been the band I always use, whether I'm trying to get through rough stuff in life, trying to get stuff done, or just trying to find inner peace when shit goes down. It's just always been there for me. So I'm very much enthralled and attached to this band. And going into this, going into this record, I wouldn't say I was a little bit worried. I was interested to see and wondering what direction this album would take because they excuse me, they admitted several times that they were going for a different direction. And upon listening to the album, I am here to tell you that it's a good album. Now, it's not my favorite. It's not perfect. It has problems. Well, not really. It has problems. It doesn't. I said that wrong. It doesn't have problems. It's just not their strongest work to date. It's still a great album. My favorite tracks off the album are actually Already Gone, and I would say, Already Gone, probably Are You Ready? Now, I actually went into this album thinking I was going to prefer the heavy stuff, but I came out actually preferring the ballads, because these ballads are really good ballads. I've had a lot of people tell me that they sound the same, they're really crappy and whatnot, but in my opinion, I think they're really good. They don't all sound the same, they each have their own identity. I listened to Already Gone, I think, first, and I was just really enthralled by the somberness of it, the sadness of it. And I guess I kind of gravitated toward that because it reminded me of a friend I lost a few years ago. So obviously that would be pulling at my heartstrings a little bit. But the album is good. Now, in my opinion, you already know how much I love Disturbed. I just told you. However, I do not think that they've had a really amazing album, truly amazing album since Asylum. That was the last really amazing record for me. Disturbed music, when it used to come out, it would have that type of goosebump feeling where you just fall into it, just grabs a hold of you. And I hadn't felt that in a long time. The only song from Immortalized that really gave me that amazing goosebump feel was probably the title track. The Vengeful one kind of did it a little bit, but not as much as Immortalized. And with that being said, Immortalized itself is a fantastic album. I really think it is. This album, Evolution, is a really good album. Some really good songs on here. But it's not, it's not their best. So I can't lie to myself. If they were right here with me, I would say the same thing. Like, guys, that you've done amazing work. I love your music, but this is probably their weakest album. Now, before I give my rating, I want to just say that because I'm gonna give you my rating of this album, and you're gonna be thinking, what? After everything I just said, I'm going to give this album a 10 out of 10. Now, hold your horses. Let me explain why. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, you just said it was their weakest album. Why are you giving it a perfect score? Because if I was judging this, if this was like some other band that did this, like some unnew band that, not unnew, that's not a word, some new band that no one's heard about, unknown band did this, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because it is a great album. It really is. I cannot look at it and be like, okay, well, that's their weakest album, so I got to give it a really low score just because it's their weakest album. I don't do stuff like that. I don't think that's fair, really. Like I said, it is their weakest attempt, but it's still a fantastic album in my eyes. So I would definitely have to give it a 10 out of 10. Now, as far as the direction, I believe this is a one off, meaning I don't think this is the direction they're going to go on completely. I think they said that they wanted to do this record. They changed the sound of it because they wanted to do a homage to classic rock. And then they also wanted to do an acoustic EP. So makes sense. They said that it would make sense for them to put the ballads on this album because it just matched it well, and I think it does match it pretty well. So going forward, I don't think that we're going to see Disturbed albums having half heavy, half ballads from now on. I honestly don't think we're going to see them go soft again. You know, well, not really soft, but I think the next album's going to be even heavier. I really believe that. That's my hypothesis, if you will. If that's not what happens, then okay. But either way, I'm not so. A lot of people have been very upset by this album. A lot of people. And I'm in no position to tell you that you're wrong. Because it's all up to subjective viewpoints. Some people are not going to like this album. Some people are going to love it. If you're a hardcore fan who doesn't like the album, then, you know, I completely support you for that. I'm not a big fan of the whole true fan syndrome. You guys know what I'm talking about. People who say, well, if you're a true fan, you're not going to like this album. If you're a true fan, you're going to love this album because it's made by them. The true fan thing is cancer. It is counterproductive. And it is just so irritating on either side when someone says it. I deal with that in the Halo community all the time. People saying, you're a true fan, don't like Halo, 343's Halos. If you're a true fan, you'll love it. It has no basis on anything. Because you're talking about someone's subjective viewpoint, someone's preferences. You cannot take someone's preferences and then make it right or wrong. It just does not work like that whatsoever. So, if you enjoy this, because I've seen a lot of YouTubers as well, on both sides, saying that Disturbed, who are true fans, sorry, people who are true fans of Disturbed should not support this album. That's wrong. People who say true fans of Disturbed should support this album. That's also wrong. So just hold your horses. Let people enjoy what they enjoy. But I can definitely understand why some people don't like the record. I can definitely understand that, especially if you are more leaning toward that type of music. Now, I am a little bit disappointed in one sense that I was hoping for one song to be empowering, like Warrior, Indestructible. Every Disturbed record, to my knowledge, has always had one song that was just a fight song, you know? And I had been going through a rough time recently. When I heard that they were going to put a new album, I was like, oh yeah, I really need Disturbed right now. It's perfect. And there wasn't a song on the record that had that quality to it. There wasn't a fight song. There wasn't a song to empower people. Are You Ready was kind of like it. Now, I do find the ballads at some certain points to be empowering, like A Reason to Fight. That's kind of empowering, but not quite the type I was looking for. So that's my one complaint. It's not really a knock against them because, oh no, they can make whatever music they want. That was just my personal hope. I was hoping they would put kind of fight song in there somewhere, but it didn't happen. So, you know, like Immortalized, that was their fight song. That was a great song. I love Immortalized so much. So anyway, that's my rating for the album. I give it a 10 out of 10. Like I said, I think and I hope the Disturbed will take a heavier turn next time, but if they don't, I'm sure they'll make great music. They've always made beautiful music. This is not the first time they've done a ballad either, so that part doesn't really bother me that much. Anyway, but put your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the album. Be nice though, come on. There's no reason to come up here and say, oh, you're fucking stupid. Don't insult people in the comments for this. Let's be mature. Because personally, I've never talked about this out front, but I don't really pay attention to people who make comments like that. So you'll never get acknowledged by me at all. So if you want to get acknowledged, conduct your arguments or conversation like an adult, like all the rest of us. So just I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I just want to come out and say it. Anyway, yeah, keep the coffee hot. As always, finish the fight. Make sure that you give them hell, Chel. And pretty soon I'm trying to get some Disturbed friends together to do a podcast about what they feel about the record and what they think is going to be the the future Disturbed. So that's gonna be fun. Don't know when I'm gonna be able to do it because of people's different schedules, but I'm definitely gonna try to get that done. Take care, guys.